Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your mid-July reading. So this is good from now until about mid-August. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I really do appreciate all your support by liking, commenting, subscribing. It does help to get my message out to more people. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see what you have on the horizon. Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. Interesting. And wise leader. Oh my goodness. This is so interesting because when I pulled this card, if you notice, it's the number 40, right? And fours are all about having a strong foundation. Okay, so Gemini, whatever you are stepping into, and you know, this weekend I am putting up the North Node transit into Aries that occurs July 17th and will be with us for 18 months until January of 2025. This is an energy, this fiery energy of taking action, of stepping out independently, knowing what we have, that we have something to share with the world, and really moving away from caring so much, if you will, about what other people say or think, about what the actions that we want to take, the going towards what our heart truly desires. But I feel as if before you can take this bold step forward, there's something that you want to take care of. You know, it's kind of like that energy if, you go on vacation, right? And say you're going to be gone for a week. So before you go, you may call somebody to take care of your houseplants, right? You may stop your mail. You may go and get the car checked out. Make sure the tires are okay. Put air in the tires, It's not just about getting ready for the trip and packing your clothes and getting excited and making your reservations and all of that. It's not just about the trip. It is really also about recognizing when you go on vacation, okay, that you want to feel like everything at home, your foundation. When you get back, your plants will be still alive, right? Your mail won't be overflowing and sitting in the street. It's understanding that I feel like for some of you, you are truly stepping into like a new world. But before you're feeling comfortable and confident in doing that, there may be a few things that you want to tend to before you go forward. That could be anything from taking a course, because I always feel like the main thing about education is that it gives us confidence. It's not, and I'm a teacher, so I can say that education, the real benefit to education is to gain the confidence in knowing, or gaining the information, the knowledge that will help you to feel more confident when you go out into the world, whether that is, getting a job, or in your case, perhaps, becoming a wise leader. So if, this is about being perhaps a spiritual leader, a spiritual teacher, a guru for others, sharing your insight, your wisdom that you have gained on this path so far, and putting it out into the world. But for some of you, something is holding you back, right? It's kind of like, well, I haven't taken care of everything. Okay, so that could be, oh my goodness, I would really love to take a course in, a spiritual healing, different modalities of spiritual healing. For others, it could be a technology course that you want to take. So you want to launch a YouTube channel, right? But you're kind of like, oh, the technology of it all is holding back my confidence. It's understanding that there's something that's holding back your confidence, something that you can take care of. Okay, whether that is through a course or it is something even in your physical environment or in a relationship that you just kind of need to clean up so that you can get your power, your confidence into going forward. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy. Oh my gosh, the way forward is open and you have the sun. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, this is that energy of just knowing. Let's say it's about going on vacation, okay? And it's not. It's much bigger than just a vacation, right? But I feel as if It's about, that you're embarking on a new path. Okay, you know that you are embarking on something that is truly going to change your life. You may not even know exactly what it is, but you have this energy within you. This could be a new relationship. It could even be a new romantic relationship, right? It could be a move that you've been toying with, and suddenly you're realizing this is something I really want to do. I want to move closer to people that are like-minded to me, right? It could be a spiritual business or a new career that you are trying to embark on. You've been thinking about it for some time. It could be that the mouse is even talking to other people that have done similar things, or finding a mentor, right? Something that will give you the confidence, the extra little boost, that you are wanting. I'm going to say also, with this North Node in Aries, it is in your 11th house. That house of, it's going to be in your 11th house of community, building a community. Okay, so for some of you, if you haven't been able to find your soul tribe, it's about creating your own soul tribe, creating a YouTube channel or some type of community group where you can, kind of start the process of helping other people to come into something, because you're shining your light. You are just so bright at this moment, Gemini, whether you realize it or not. And you have conclusions are within reach, and the fates. Yes, moving forward, this is your fated destiny. It is about to arrive. These next 18 months are going to be amazing for you. The conclusions are within reach. These are the things that you need to clean up, okay, in your life. Perhaps this is that final conversation with somebody, just saying, I'm moving in a different direction. It could be even with your family and friends, and just telling them, yes, this is the direction I'm going in. It's not that you're saying goodbye forever, but you're just like, this is something I'm embarking on. This is something that's important to me. It's about cleaning up anything. It could be even cleaning up your finances, right? So that you can move to a new location and buy a home there, or start a business. Anything that you may need to kind of clean up. It's tending to the small things. Gemini, you can be a little bit of a dreamer, great with ideas, but then it is also about putting in the work into the details. This is all about the details. And it's not just the details of where you are going, although I think there is some of that. It's also the details about looking closely at what, it could be a lot about where you're putting your time, your energy, your love, your resources. That has really been coming out in your readings lately, about taking a really good look at where you're putting your time and energy, and asking yourself, is where I'm putting my time and energy helping me to be the wise leader that I am being asked to be, that it is destined for me to be, that will bring me this sense of love and prosperity, fulfillment, the relationships that I've really been looking for? Am I putting my time and energy into where I am going, or am I still trying to mend things that maybe I can't mend, Mending is a working on both sides. The other person has to also want to mend. Are you mending a relationship, or trying to mend a relationship or a situation in your life, but the other person isn't putting any time and energy into it? Asking yourself, okay, is it time for me to put my time and energy somewhere else? Yeah, really beautiful energy there. Even mending the small thing, tending to the small things, understanding those minutes that we waste scrolling on social media or whatever, that they add up. Understanding that even the small amounts of time that we may feel like don't really matter, do matter. And the small amounts of time that you do put into moving closer to where you are going, taking a course, just talking to your financial advisor about, what are my options, those types of things. Those are the small things, but even those small things add up. Before you know it, you'll be on your path. Okay, so let's take a look at your area of resistance or your obstacle. Yeah, you have the Six of Cups and you have a spotlight. It's time for you to step into the spotlight. But what's holding you back is remembering the good times of people and situations in the past, or even where you are now. It could even be the memories of what you wanted in your life, but they're not in alignment with where you're going, right? It's kind of like even having somewhat of a childhood fantasy about where you would be at this point in your life. That is that Aries energy. Understanding, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, where I am is maybe not where I wanted to be, but it's also about taking a look at, okay, I'm not where I wanted to be, but have my dreams changed? Is my torch lighting a new path for me? Am I looking forward to going in a new direction? You know, with the spotlight card, it's understanding it's your turn to step into the spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time for you to share your wisdom. And yet, at the same time, this is your area of resistance. This is your obstacle, right? There's something that's holding you back. Could be family obligations. It could be just memories, or this energy of, you know what part of it is? Part of it is that when you step into the spotlight, I think a lot of you recognize that this is going to take a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of what I would call a learning curve, perhaps for you, you know, in some way. That's where finding a mentor, or perhaps, you know, taking some classes or something like that, reading some books that will help you to bring the confidence, your confidence level up, right? But there's this energy of, you know, I feel like you think there's a little bit of you that's kind of like, well, am I going to leave all the good times behind when I step fully into my spiritual energy of being a wise leader, right? And a lot of times, you know, we do hear that in this, you know, spiritual world about people feeling like when they step onto their path of being a leader, a teacher, a light for other people, that sometimes they feel like they're being pulled away from other people in their life. And I feel like you're kind of toying with that. Am I really ready to let go of this past world? Have I experienced everything I wanted to with those people, or is there something else that I want to experience with those people? But understanding that there are new people, there are new situations, new experiences, new adventures on the horizon. They're perhaps just not something that you have envisioned yet, you know, because you're not the same, Gemini. There's this energy where you're not the same. The things that you wanted when you were young, a young child, or even maybe 10 or 15 years ago with that Pluto moving into Capricorn, those are not the same things that you want now as you did then. You know, I was having a conversation with my son about this the other day, about, you know, he's turning 36, and he was talking about, you know, the energy of just, you know, as you get older, your definition of fun changes. And you know, we were just talking about that, about how over time your idea of fun changes. You could be holding on to some type of energy of wanting things to return back to this energy of what fun was at some time, but recognizing there are new fun experiences for you ahead. You know, it's you don't have to be super serious to be the leader, to be in the spotlight, right? You can bring your sense. Gemini, you're such a fun, you know, sign. You can bring your sense of fun, of entertainment to whatever it is that you are stepping into. You know, a lot of the stuff that you see, like especially on YouTube, you know, a lot of it is kind of serious when you're talking about spiritual. Maybe it is time to bring this more light-hearted energy to the spiritual world. Understanding that it doesn't have to be such a heavy load to carry, right? And then your dreams need a practical plan and fork in the road. You're at this crossroads. You are at this crossroads. I feel like this North Node in Aries is just putting you into this position where you know that it's time to really, you know, tend to the small things, make a practical plan, Where am I going? What does this look like? What does this new world look like? It is a little bit about, I also am going to say, I think part of it is creating a vision board. I've been saying that for a long time. It's about creating a vision board of the things that you want, the experiences you want to have, perhaps building a business, okay, that is also financially stable for you and brings prosperity to your life. But on that vision board, also make a list of the fun things that you would also like to experience, or the things that you enjoy now and would like to have the time and energy to enjoy more of. I don't feel like this is an energy of trying to make your life more serious. I actually think it's about really and truly enjoying imparting what your information, your knowledge, your insight to others in a very kind of like open and fun loving way. If you were going to say you wanted to write a book, it's about how can you do it in a more humorous tone, right? If you're doing workshops, it's about allowing people to feel, comfortable and open and also funny. When we laugh, we can learn more. I learned that in my classroom. Like, if you kept everything serious, right, the kids would fall asleep, right? But if I embarked humor into everything, right, and then all of a sudden they were alive and chatting about it and excited to learn. And maybe that is part of your ability to teach others, to be this wise leader, is to keep things light and not make it quite so heavy. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have here. You really are. You have the three. Yeah, I feel like you're learning that the disappointments that you have had on your path, this has really been coming out in your readings, Gemini, about kind of like having this awareness that life is not where you wanted it to be, at this point in your life. For some of you, you could be hitting a milestone year or closing out a chapter in your life or changing careers, or graduating from school and embarking into, the working world. It's this energy of recognizing, okay, I'm not where I wanted to be. Things haven't worked out exactly the way that I wanted them to, but there's something to learn in that. There's something to embark on that. There's always a silver lining in every single thing, even the things that are really difficult for us to go through. There are silver linings. There are things that we learn, and then that allows us to share it with others. The Page of Wands is sharing good news. Being a wise leader, sharing your news with others. Perhaps feeling like you're new to the game, right? You could be a little bit of a newbie on the scene. And yet at the same time, what you don't understand is that you really have this ability to bring people together, to be a leader. And I also want to tell you, you have the capability of also being financially stable, prosperity, wealth with the King of Pentacles. For some of you, you could be trying to decide, being very logical, overly logical about the next step, right? Like really almost overly logical. There is this sense of getting more into that childhood, yeah, why not? Let's do it type of energy. Let's go have some fun. It is an energy of let's go have some fun. Let's see how we can share. Or you can share. But I do feel like a lot of you are building communities. How can I build a community? How can I create a community where we can bring more light and love into the world? Yeah, really beautiful. I feel like a lot of, things that we see on social media and, in the news or whatever, or even conversations with other people, where we talk about perhaps the things that aren't going well in our world, right? I feel like part of your job here, okay, as a wise leader, is to help people to see, okay, the lighter side of things, the love and the light that does exist in our world. But people don't spend a lot of time, really talking about that. there is a lot of good that goes on in our world. There are people that step up every single day, to shine their light. And I feel like you've been one of them, Gemini, but now you're taking it to a higher level, perhaps helping other people to gather together to help bring more light to the world. All right, so let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, put your creative energy into action, because look, I feel like a lot of you are starting a business, or a side business. And even if you say, well, I can't quit my job, or I'm retired, it's also understanding that it's not just about work. Okay, our purpose is really the way that we show up in the world. So how can you show your love, your light, your gifts, your talents, your creative abilities? How can you share those with the people that you touch every day, right? So even if you're retired, where can you volunteer and help other people? If it's a side business, right? Or you don't even have the time for a side business, where can you perhaps find a few moments to help people in your community to share this love and light? Because I feel like you're really being called to do this. Yeah, meditate and contemplate a change in the wind. With the Emperor card and the Wise Leader, let's take a look at this. This is the practical and the spiritual, right? Coming together, finding this balance of how you can use your spiritual gifts to build a business and bring prosperity to yourself and to your family. Understanding that, the world is not exactly the same as it was. It's time, look at this, you have the Fool on the bottom. It's time to think of new ways, to think of the world. The world is different. It's totally different than it was 15 years ago when Pluto went to Capricorn. It's also different since the pandemic, right? It's just understanding, my son and I were having that conversation, 100 years ago, people either went to an office, like a bank or somewhere like that, and worked in a factory, or farmed. There weren't a lot of options. Today, if you really look at it, almost everyone is somehow in the service industry. And that's professional services, or even this YouTube channel is kind of like a service, right? So putting out our gifts and talents in new ways, instead of creating empires, creating corporations for other people, we're kind of creating our own empire, allowing ourselves to be the leader of our own lives and how we use our purpose. Because your purpose is how you show up in the world. That's how you show up. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have. It's about the energy that you bring to that job by being in alignment with your purpose. But here you are. You're being asked to really step into your spiritual path. It's about aligning your life purpose and your spiritual gifts together in order to create something that is prosperous for yourself and for your family. Yeah, this is a beautiful energy of understanding that you can have love, prosperity, a sense of fulfillment, enjoying your work, okay, when you allow yourself to step into this energy of being a wise leader, and perhaps using that in your work. Okay, oh my goodness. And then look at this. Yeah, something is coming in to completely wipe out anything that is holding you back. The Five of Cups is looking at the past, right? Looking at the past, feeling like, well, I wish things had turned out differently. Look at how things haven't turned out for me, or haven't turned out for my family, or all of the angst about what hasn't occurred for you in your life. It's understanding, well, wait a minute, I can take a new look at this. This is the epiphany. I'm no longer looking at what hasn't happened in my life, because guess what? You are the Empress. You are the Emperor and the Empress. For some of you, there could be a true soulmate about to come onto your path. When you align yourself with your path, this person will come in. And gender doesn't matter, right? It's the energy. Our true soulmate doesn't come onto our path until we truly step into our spiritual gifts, step into this energy of being the wise leader. And the reason is because this person helps us on our path. This person comes into alignment with us in order to create something even more bigger and better than we ever could imagine. Somebody that allows us to step into the spotlight. This is somebody that doesn't, you're not invisible to this person, right? They see your love, your light, your joy, your gifts. They understand what you have to offer, and they help you, they support you, they encourage you, they cherish you to be in the spotlight. Wow, this is really beautiful. You know, for some of you, this energy really has been coming out in your readings, and you know me, I don't go to the love side, but you know, this is really someone that perhaps does have the business ability, the investment, the financial ability to help you to grow what it is that you know down deep inside is something that you are meant to do, right? And, you know, in your comments, so many of you have put in there about your dreams, you know, what you would really like to do, you know, from helping to rescue animals to, you know, starting a Reiki salon, you know, like you all have such wonderful ideas. It's time to embrace that energy and not look at why you can't do it, but stepping into this energy of being powerful and putting that energy into action of what it is that you want. Stepping into the spotlight, being the teacher, the leader that you are meant to be. Wow, beautiful energy. Communication is key. Confidence is your key to success. Yes, I feel like for some of you, if you feel like you have to learn something or get certified in something, you know, or find a mentor or coach or something like that, I encourage you to do that, you know, at this time, because that is a step into being a leader. Don't feel like that isn't. That is something that can help you, you know, to become more confident in who you are and what it is that you want. You know, sometimes we need that little bit of confidence. Sometimes we think we need it from other people, but really it's about how can you feel more confident. Yeah, really beautiful energy here. All right, so Gemini, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So let's see what we have. How can I surrender even more in this moment? That is what this whole thing, this whole reading is about, surrendering. Understanding that what you have here is fated. Oh my goodness, I'm getting those goosebumps again. This is so fated. It's the only thing that is stopping you from stepping onto this path and finding the sun, the joy, the love, the prosperity that you are seeking is your own lack of confidence, is your own lack of your own ability to do it. Understanding you have done so much healing work within yourself, Gemini, and I know that because of, you know, how you have shared your story through the comments. It's kind of like understanding, yes, I have let go of so much. I have let go. You know, you have relationships, jobs, careers, family members, soul tribes. You've let so much go. It's no longer time to think anymore about what you've let go. It is time. It is go time. That's what it is. It is go time. It is time to start taking action. Clear out the last that you need to clear out and start tending to the things that will help you to step into the spotlight. You know, those little things that you can do every single day to build your own confidence, you know, the words that you use when you speak to yourself, perhaps the spiritual routines that you may want, and also keep it light. I am going to say that. Keep it light, you know, have a little bit of fun with it. Don't make it all work, because I feel like that's part of why you're kind of backing away from this. This is going to be a lot of work, Mary Sue. I don't want to. Make it fun. Make it fun. Enjoy the process. Don't worry. I know it's hard. Try not to worry too much about the money. Instead, really and truly get into your divine feminine energy. This is the divine masculine and the divine feminine, right? Finding balance between those. Yes, there are some tasks that you're going to have to do that you're not going to like to do, right? Emails or I don't know, you know, business license, whatever. Okay, yep. Making a plan, a business plan, finding an investor. Okay, yep. Those things I'm going to tell you are ahead on your path. But there's also the creative part, right? Putting your creative energy into action, allowing yourself to just daydream, to get into that energy of what is it I want to create, and allowing your mind to just kind of like go to the wild side, right? Your biggest, wildest dream, what is it? And then how can you take even the smallest step to move closer to that? You don't have to conquer it all in one day. You really don't. All right, let's see what it says. It is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. Yes, know this, you are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. All right, I'm going to put that up there so you can take a snapshot if you want. And I want to come back to that last thing. You are not alone. I know for so many of you, you are seeking your soul tribe. Once again, this is your North Node in Aries, and those readings are going up this weekend. This is your North Node in Aries, is finding your soul tribe. And finding your soul tribe is not sitting on the couch waiting for your soul tribe to knock on the door. I think for some of you, Gemini, if you are feeling like you haven't been seen in the past, you haven't been heard, you have no one in your life right now that doesn't appreciate you, cherish you. First of all, know, on this community, you are cherished, right? I feel like we have such a wonderful community here of people that just love and support each other. And you also are stepping into this energy of creating the soul tribe that you may be wanting, starting to share your story with the world so that you can create a soul tribe of people that are like-minded, that are seeking other people that are searching for some of the same things that you are searching for, or the experiences that you are wanting to have. Wow, beautiful energy, Gemini. I just absolutely love this energy. I will see you this weekend with your North Node in Aries reading, and I do wish you so much love and light. Thank you again for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.